What to know about sudden rebel gains in Syria, Syria's 13-year war, and why it matters. The 13-year civil war in Syria has roared back into prominence with a surprise rebel offensive that captured Aleppo, one of Syria's largest cities and an ancient hub of Middle East culture and commerce. The push is the rebels' strongest in years in a war whose destabilizing effects have rippled far beyond the country's borders. It was the first opposition attack on Aleppo since 2016, when a brutal Russian air campaign retook the northwestern city of Syrian President Bashar Assad after rebel forces had seized it. Intervention by Russia, Iran, and Iranian-allied Hezbollah and other groups has allowed Assad to remain in power within the 70% of Syria under his control. Insurgents led by the jihad group Hayat Tahrir al-Sham launched the two-pronged attack on Aleppo last week and moved into the countryside around Idlib and neighboring Hama province. The Syrian military and its foreign allies have rushed reinforcements and launched airstrikes as they attempt to stall their momentum. Well, basically, what's going on over here? What I'm seeing is this is a weird kind of timing for this to even happen.
Yeah.
You know, you look at what's going on in that whole entire region. You got Russia, who's really been Syria's, and Iran as well, has been Syria's main backers. Syria almost was supposed to fall during 2011 during the Arab Spring, when many other countries with dictators in that region fell. That's when Libya fell. I think Tunisia, a bunch of other countries, Northern Africa, and in the Middle East were falling because of people. They blamed it on Twitter. They said a lot of this stuff was being boasted on Twitter. A lot of people were saying, hey, we're boycotting over here, and they were using Twitter to kind of move around their boycotts and how they were pushing their agenda, letting people know what's going on. Yeah. And so I
mean, it's never been a real place, but I apologize. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. And so basically these troops, it's just a weird timing. You know what I mean? Right now, right after the election, right after we've given Ukraine access to using, our weapons, now all of a sudden these forces who are backed by Turkey, who are Russia and Turkey are our friends, and also backed by some of our militia groups over there in that area that we have now retaken one of the largest cities in Syria, which puts Assad in a kind of a strange predicament. He's one of the few people. Syria is right next door, basically, to Israel, which is like they needed. That was one of the countries they talked about had to fall: Syria, Iran, and Iraq. Those are the three countries that Israel wanted to fall. Now all of a sudden, there's movement, from rebel groups in Syria. So I mean, I'm not saying this is going to be, a huge thing, but when you're looking at the world from a global perspective, this shows you, hey, let's do something to knock on Russia's back door to make them have to take attention off of what they're doing with us. They had to send in air attacks to kind of like try to push back some of these troop movements to help out Assad, because that's one of their hubs. And like Israel's our hub in the Middle East, Syria's Russia's hub in the Middle East, one of them that they really, and they're also friendly with Iran and other people as well. So this is a pretty big thing to kind of pay attention to right now, especially with Turkey being okay with this too. You know what I mean? And Turkey and Russia have a great relationship. Obviously, there's some fractures in it because of this, but I really want to see how this plays out over the next few weeks. If there's more movement, then we kind of can see what the writing is on the wall here. You know what I mean? But this is something I think we should really be paying attention to.
Yeah.
And I got